and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my 2024 series TBR. So let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I want to go ahead and link you to my 2023 series update up in the cards. This will take you through all of the series that I am currently in the middle of, and every series that I'm going to talk about in this video was mentioned in that one. So check that out if you happened to have missed that video. Otherwise, we're just going to roll on through. Now, I have decided in 2024 that I am going to read 4 series in their entirety, and then I'm going to focus the rest of my attention towards duologies, books that I only have one book left of the duology to read. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the 4 series that I'm wanting to read in their entirety. Every single one of these I have actually read the first book from, but I will be rereading the first book in 2024 because it has been a hot minute since I read that first book. So I want to make sure I have remembered everything that's going on and I'm back in the world so I'm not confused, because that can definitely impact how well I enjoy a sequel. So let's go ahead and start with those 4 series first. So the first series that I am going to cross off my list in 2024 is the Darkest Minds series by Alexandra Bracken. So the books in this series are The Darkest Minds, which I have read and will be rereading, Never Fade, In the Afterlight, and The Darkest Legacy. So there are 4 books in this series and I will be reading all 4 in 2024. Hopefully I will enjoy it. I remember really liking the first book, but again, it was a really long time ago. So we will see. My tastes have definitely changed with my reading, so hopefully this will be a good reading experience. The second series that I am going to be reading is the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. So book 1 is The Red Queen. I did read this one and I liked it decently well, enough that I was wanting to continue the series, although the first book was not my favorite. So again, we will see how it goes. Book 2 in this series is Cruel Crown. Book 3, Glass Sword. Book 4, King's Cage. Book 5, War Storm. And then I believe there's like a collection of novellas which are called Broken Throne. So there's quite a few books in this one, but I am curious to see how this series plays out. I remember it had an interesting setup, an interesting plot, so I'm looking forward to diving back into it and seeing what I think about it in 2024. The third series is the Hex Hall series by Rachel Hawkins. Book 1 is Hex Hall. Book 2 is Demon Glass. Book 3 is Spellbound. And book 4 is School Spirits. This is like a YA witchy series. I liked the first book quite a lot. I actually own books 2 and 3. I do not own book 4, so I will borrow that one, but I do want to read this one, finally cross it off my list, and see if it was worth hanging on to. And the final series that I'm wanting to read in its entirety is the Incivity Scripts series by Nnedi Okorafor. Book 1 is Akata Witch. I loved this one. I gave it 5 stars. I read it for grad school. It was phenomenal. Book 2 is Akata Warrior, and book 3 is Akata Woman. So I am looking forward to finishing that series off. Again, I loved the first one. Hopefully the other 2 will be just as good. And now we're going to dive into the duologies that I am hoping to finish in 2024. The first one is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. This is the second book in the Handmaid's Tale series. Next, I have House of Root and Ruin by Erin A. Craig. This is from the Sisters of Salt series. Now, I have heard that there is going to be a 3rd book in this series, but it is not released as of yet. So I'm putting it on here and we're going to consider it finished until that 3rd book is finally released. Next, I have Iona by Alison Goodman. This is the final book in her Eon the Last Dragon Eye series. I didn't love the first one, but I own the second one, so I just need to get it read. I have A Mirror Mended by Alex E. Harrow. This is the second book in her Fractured Fables series. I didn't love the first one, but these are very short novellas, very easy to read. So I want to go ahead and give this one a read and finish it off. Then I have Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. I loved We Were Liars. I will need to reread that though, because I want to read that one and then read the prequel just to see how they compare. So thankfully I own both of them, so that shouldn't be too difficult. I also have A Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. I did read A River Enchanted in 2023, enjoyed it quite a lot, so I'm looking forward to finishing that series off. I have A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. This is the prequel to The Priory of the Orange Tree. It is ginormous, but I got through Priory in like a decent amount of time. Really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to reading the prequel at some point in 2024. And then the final book, the final duology that I want to complete is For the Throne by Hannah Witten. This is the sequel to For the Wolf, which is part of her Wilderwood duology. I liked the first one quite a lot. It took me a while to get into, and I did wind up listening to it on audio. Really enjoyed the audio, so I'm looking forward to reading the sequel and seeing how that finishes out. Now, there may be some other series books that I do read throughout 2024, but they are not going to be on this like set TBR. They would just be like in addition to these 12. So my goal is to finish all 12 of these series because that would take them off of my series total that I am in the middle of. So I feel like 12 is a pretty solid number, half of 24. That's kind of what my thought was, 12 series in 2024, because there's no way that I'm going to be doing 24 series in 2024. So that was kind of my thought process behind this. That's what I decided to come up with. I had so many duologies on that list that I just decided that would be a good focus for this year. So if you have read any of these, please let me know down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.